known Honorable Mao the longest. From his student days, I was a little ahead of him. I presided over the Guild presidential elections that he followed as a presidential candidate. I had left Makerere when he was running. I went back to support his rival, the late Nobu Mayombo. And when he defeated us, we went away sulking, but we accepted his leadership of the students. Since that time, we have remained very close with the Nobatia. We visit each other's homes. We frequently have lunches and dinners together. And so the position I have taken vis-a-vis his bid, I called it a gambit.
Yes, with a lot of hostility in your text.
I was only reminding those who didn't know him. Because I saw my friend walking towards a ditch, and I did not want him to fall into that ditch, because we shall not be able to recover him, or it will be very difficult. Secondly, I am NRM. As you know, we're the founders of the NRM party. I was the first spokesperson of that party for close to 15 years, before the Bodombo was recently brought in 2017. I know the NRM workings like the back of my hands. I can guess President Museveni as our chairman of the party, because I've worked with him very closely. The last 14 years I've been the government spokesperson and head of media center, so I know quite a bit how NRM works. And I thought, as a minister in the government, if he chose to come, although there's no law binding, if he chose to come, he needed to be subtle, quiet, not going on media and saying he had had consultation with very many people. Because
and he wants to balance the vote.
No, I'm coming there. He could easily be misunderstood. And you know what happened? I want to mention just 4 names. Honorable Dr. Paulo Kawanga Semogere, 1996. He chose to go by himself. He was the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Service. We all know how his political career ended. Let's come to the most recent, how the Honorable Amama Mbabazi ended. How about Aunt Becca Alitwara Kadaga? So I didn't want my brother to go, and I chose to use the public media to address him and the people who may be egging him up. And also I was speaking facts. If you have 6 members of parliament, Honorable Mao, he has been accused by his own members, some of whom defected and founded other political groupings. I'm glad you have brought the Honorable Matthias Mpuga Nsamba. They accused him, and there's evidence. He literally drove DP, he has literally driven DP to a ditch. Can you imagine DP 1954? Started with about 20 members of parliament, now 6. 6 of those members of parliament, I can challenge you if you can mention 3. The ones who have won, if you can mention 3. Or if Ugandans, or people who are in the media can mention just 3 of them, the ones who have won on the DP ticket in this election for members of parliament. So with that, I don't see his journey as a speaker.
Yeah, but
especially,
I expected you to be fraternal. Given that background, he's been your friend, you visited each other. Look at your choice.
I chose to answer him through the media so that many of his allies, who, by the way, happen to be our allies too, people who are friends to Honorable Mao are my friends too. So I thought I should address him through that public media. But also, because he himself, first of all, media he has used should be the same platform I should use. And there is no hard feeling between me and him, I do believe. Like he does confess every day.
Did you come off as a skeptic?
No.
Or?
I was simply dicing his ambition that this is the wrong way to go. Knowing very well what NRM had decided in 2016. And you saw, and that by the many people don't know this. In that sake, the person who said, let us give speakers, deputy speakers, if they have performed well, 2 terms, was the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. You remember when late Jacob Olanya was deputy and came to challenge her. In fact, Olanya had brought heat on Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. And it is Kadaga who said, you members of SEC, you allowed the secondary to do 10 years. Why don't you also allow me do 10 years? And in that sake, everybody's shoulders collapsed because they were not remembering that secondary had done a deputy, had done 10 years as a speaker. And they said, okay, this will resolve. Olanya had vowed not even to contest as a deputy because of the bad working relationship they had had. You remember at one time Olanya had been driven back to Gulu. He said, let me go back to Gulu, I will not come back to Parliament because of the sour relationship they were having. Olanya was persuaded to come back for the second time as Honorable Rebecca Kadaga's deputy. Now, knowing how the hard-headedness, Honorable Kadaga later made a U-turn and said, no, I am going to run. In spite of the agreement we had had in the SEC and in the caucus in 2016. And you saw how she ended. As when Munyonyo, you remember the caucus of NRM, the new parliamentary members of parliament elect in Munyonyo, the Right Honorable Kadaga was in Hotel Africana, launching her bid, 3rd bid for speakership. And what flew under the bridge in that contest, I don't have to repeat it here. You saw how the president himself, the chairman of the NRM, went to sit to count with his eyes. I think he was using his eyes, he would see from how the vote was going, and he confessed this anyway. So I did not want my brother Mao to go into a race in futility. With today's endorsement, forwarding the endorsement with the incoming caucus, and let me make this very clear, this forwarding is the incoming caucus. The existing caucus of the NRM of the 11th Parliament cannot consider these two names, let alone voting for them. It is going to be the incoming caucus. With that done,
is it done yet?
The forwarding. The forwarding.
No, okay, the forwarding is
has been done.
Does it suggest that it's now done and sealed? Tell
me which proposal the NRM, backed by the chairman and the president, have been taken to Parliament and have failed. Tell me one. Tell me one. So that you think this can fail or can even stagger. I am now, as the MP elect, I'm a member of all MPs elect who have platforms. I'm also a member of the NRM MPs elect, what is going to be the caucus. And I am privy to the discourse in those 2 platforms.
Has it been rejected at the onset?
I can tell you that in our platforms, particularly of the NRM has 369 MPs about there. I have seen only one person who has rejected the status quo. Is a lady. I've also seen one man from our area of Bukedi there, only one. But for him, he hasn't rejected. He's only skeptical.
Well, thank you. I need to bring in...
And so I think with that knowledge, that information, I'm pretty sure that maintenance of the status quo, regardless of the virtues that Honorable Mao says he wants to bring, I don't think that those are going to be considered in this vote.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mao, you went in there proclaiming that you want to balance the boat. Has your boat rocked? And how much of a blow is it to you now that SEC has sealed the fate of Anita Mong and Thomas Taiwo?
I want to thank the newly elected MP for the elderly representing Eastern Region. I really miss the days when elders were fountains of wisdom.
Isn't that below the belt?
Because I saw him acting like a choir master for elected MPs from Bukedi. And now he's saying they don't want to campaign. That was the real campaign they are talking about. I believe in one principle. In order to be respected, you first have to respect yourself. I am hoping that the members of the 12th Parliament respect themselves enough to make decisions in the best interest of the country. The only question before them is whether Parliament needs fixing and whether changing the leadership of Parliament can contribute towards fixing Parliament. I have stated numerous times that this is not about me. You actually don't need to keep me in the equation because the problems will persist.
Now you're out.
I think I have already said it is not about me. I am not a member of the NRM, and that is a deliberate choice. The NRM national chairman approached me in 2021 and invited me to join the cabinet. I accepted, and we held talks, and we agreed on a document. Now, I believe that when people make commitments, they should be true to those commitments. There is a total difference between the current situation and the cooperation agreement we have with the cooperation that my illustrious predecessor, Dr. Semo Gerere, had with the NRM. For one, they called theirs a gentleman's agreement. It was never reduced into writing. Ours is in writing. It is a framework. It even has a provision of introducing any topic. And our proposal was simple, that what does it hurt the NRM and Uganda if a candidate from a partner political party is also considered among those who could lead the parliament? If the NRM does not agree, it is within their right to say so.
Yeah, but by the look of things, this letter clearly indicates that you have been rejected and the positions have been ring-fenced.
I can only be rejected by the Electoral College, which is the 12th Parliament. This is a letter which I believe must have been on the president's desk for several days while the president mulled over it. I really don't want to dwell too much on it, but there are lots of contradictions surrounding the debate inside the NRM. And I think I'm better off leaving it to the members of the NRM to debate as to whether the NRM is following its own rules. It is not up to me. After all, the NRM says that one of their core principles is patriotism, meaning you put the country first, and secondly, democracy. That means if you say you are going to have an election, you have equal opportunity for members. So if Norbert Mao is an unpalatable candidate for the NRM, then what about these other members? Uganda is bigger than all of us.
I just want to read for you, I just want to read you Resolution 11. To reiterate resolution number 12 of the 7th meeting of the 5th SEC meeting, to the effect that in line with precedents, the names of the incumbent Speaker, Right Honorable Anita Among, and Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Thomas Taiba, shall be forwarded to the NRM Parliamentary Caucus for their adoption as candidates of the party on the floor of Parliament. Any issues that arise shall be addressed on merit. Does it give you a window of hope?
My hope is in the members of Parliament who represent citizens who voted for them.
Does it still make sense for you to trudge on after this?
It makes a lot of sense because Parliament needs fixing. You know, you can live in denial, somewhat like Uganda Airlines. We pretended that there was nothing wrong with Uganda Airlines. We insisted on keeping the leadership of Uganda Airlines. Until now, eventually, there had to be change. And guess who has been brought to fix things? An Ethiopian. So I may be similar to that Ethiopian from DP to come and fix this parliament the way a total foreigner is coming to fix Uganda Airlines. And why should we kill ourselves over one position? I liked the way the Honorable O.O. alluded to history. Now, in his view, I should worry more about my political fate, my fate of Norbert Mao. I'm not actually worried about what will happen to me politically. I'm worried about what will happen to Parliament and Uganda. Previously, there was once a position of Chief of Staff during Obote II. They fought over that one position and it brought down a government. So why would Ugandans want to fracture the efforts at uniting the country over the position of Speaker? I am simply saying you can bash Mao in all the languages. You can invite all the choirs from all corners of Uganda and denounce Mao. But what I'm speaking is the truth. Parliament needs fixing.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Wakida, for lack of a better word, you belong to the choir. You've come out openly to endorse Right Honorable Anita Among prematurely and in contravention of the rules of procedure that bar open campaigning. I mean, now that SEC has made a resolution, what's your take?
Thank you, Simon, and thank you, everybody here. Let me first put this to the listeners and the watchers. Mao is one of my best friends in this country.
You wouldn't betray him that way?
No, I haven't betrayed him. Mao is the one who bought a ticket when I was 17 and a half years for me to leave this country. He's the one who introduced me to the politics of opposition in 1996. I want everybody to know that I do not have any negative feelings around the person of Mao. We are friends. I've been to his home. We talk as and when we are supposed to talk. Anita Among is one of those people who I'm proud to say that I nurtured into politics. And so is Taiwa in the opposition FDC. So I have both these guys as my friend.
And you're conflicted.
On your left, this gentleman here has seen me grow into politics under the IPFC in 1996. So I want everybody to know that I have no problem with whoever I'm going to support in this case. But I belong to the National Resistance Movement.
As a newcomer.
As a newcomer. In the past, I conflicted, had exchanges with my friend. Everybody knows this. But you see, reality in life is the most important thing that you have to follow. And I want to tell you the characteristics of a speaker I am looking for. One who is with a stronger leadership. One who is going to be impartial in taking decisions. One who can communicate properly. And one with effective knowledge of Parliament and how it works. And I have no doubt that both these guys, Honorable Norbert Mao and Honorable Anita Mong, have all this. But you see, we are in a politics called politics of competition, where you have different parties fighting to get power. Power is never given on a silver plate. Power is fought for. I do not see the party called NRM getting this very senior position and delivering it to the Democratic Party.
No, there is a marriage. There is
I can tell you that marriage.
Do you wish away the partnership?
Wait a minute. I said realistically, Mao is a DP. Counted in Parliament, he can never be counted as a member of Parliament of NRM. He can never attend the caucus where OO and myself will
But
be.
he's in an NRM cabinet.
I can tell you.
He's in cabinet.
He is DP.
Yes, but he attends cabinet.
We are talking about caucus. Decisions of Parliament are not taken in Parliament, in cabinet.
Have you addressed yourself to the cooperation agreement? I thought it gives him a bit
I
of
even
latitude.
don't want to discuss that.
Why?
Because I was not party to it. I am discussing the reality of today. That in a parliament of about 500 or so members of parliament, with about 400 members of parliament subscribing to NRM, it will be a dead dream for you to come from FDC, even with a cooperation agreement or DP, and assume that an NRM member of parliament elected from Kabila Bong or elected from wherever, that is going to wake up and understand that what you call the cooperation agreement.
Okay. This is what I find very awkward and selfish of you.
No.
When Mao is in cabinet, then you're comfortable.
You see,
when he eyes the third position.
When you go to the party, on a wedding party, and you're invited, and you are given a cake, it doesn't make you a groom or a bride.
Okay.
You are actually an invited guest. And you must abide by the rules where you've been seated and you agree to get the cake which you've been given. You don't serve yourself.
Was Mao just being overzealed?
Yes.
Who tells Simon Kagwanjala
yes.
that because we are members of NRM are silent when the Honorable Mao and Anita Mong are in the cabinet, that they are happy? Who tells you?
I don't.
How many of those members of parliament are privy to the agreement?
Yes, exactly.
Third,
now,
the cabinet is chosen by the president, yes. One person. You can't ask him why unless parliament has stopped somebody. So that's his thing for the president. So, Speaker of Parliament is for members of Parliament.
I want to come to this. Tell me what's has gone back to the scores of 1996, which was 70.4%. She has. Now, do you think that the party, the likes of OO, the likes of all those people in the villages there who have come to parliament, are not seeing that? What I want to advise my brother is that please keep in the seat with your cake, which was given to you.
Don't become a groom.
Eat and wash your hands and leave the function, and everybody will say Mao was very smart on that party. because you are never going to be a groom or a bride.
Thank you. Honorable Mpunga, how much comic relief are you watching as NRM now, NRM and DP seem to be in a very interesting fight?
Well, first of all, I listened with classroom attentiveness to because he moved with the notes. Of course, I'll miss the banter of the OO in the house.
I will miss you too.
Because
and others.
I know when he speaks, with his uncanny tendencies of wanting to rub people the wrong way, you heard him threatening the Honorable Mao, how they'll take out the plate, and he suffers the fate of those others that came before him. That is vintage OO. But you see, all said and done, and I listened to my senior brother, Honorable Mao, speak about fixing parliament. And I'm like, well, that's big. He wants to fix the roof without a foundation. You're going to put a roof and you have a fractured foundation. When he joined in, I am one of the people who was here disturbing all most of the time. All of Mao, you said you're going in to fix things. Can we fix the things as quickly as feasible so that we can build from there? I think, unfortunately, he was never given opportunity to fix things, and he was not kind enough to return to us and say things are not working the way I thought. And now, when you talk about equal opportunity, OO wants to go and instead lead the Equal Opportunities Commission, probably, but not Parliament. He's relegating you to say, maybe you're talking about the Equal Opportunities Commission, not Parliament, as offering equal opportunity. Issue is, you have Parliament, you have the issues that make Parliament, and you'd never have uniform Parliaments. Every Parliament in one particular way differs from the other. And I look at the next Parliament as one that will be particularly different because of the manner in which it's been constituted. Of course, you have the OOs. When I had OO elected, I was like, wow, has the East run out of elders? I said, well, congratulations to my friend. But, so, I mean, that's banter.
He merited it.
Of course, I know he merited, he's senior. The point is, this is a different parliament, and the issues for this parliament must necessarily be different. What the Honorable Mao talks about is a classical Mao of DP. The mistake he's making is believing that he will fix the roof with a broken foundation. And I hesitate to say that the threats issued out by OO are not personal to OO. They are rehearsed. You need to be strong to withstand the intimidation and say, well, this is what I believe in. You may not win it because you have all the disadvantages in our nature of politics. You remember our conversation, Honorable Mao, when we were discussing the issue of reforms. And I told you, Parliament constituted in the manner we are of winner takes all. That's why he's telling you that they have the numbers, they'll do what they want.
Yeah.
How I wish we had PR as a form of constituting Parliament. Proportional representation. You would have had a chance. But this is winner takes all. The Honorable Wakida has reminded you and all and sundry, this is our thing. You're only a guest at the party. So partake of the
Rams.
if you find icing sugar, you know, the beef is for the children of the house. Partake of that. You are considered orphaned, and therefore someone is throwing an old cloth at the orphan.
So is he biting more than he can chew?
Necessarily not because he's not able. And this is the thing. The Honorable Mao, an old acquaintance, we have had our fair share of run-ins, but we understand each other this long. The Right Honorable Anita Mong, we've been around each other through the FDCs with the Honorable Akida here. I understand her deeply and her motivations. This is not Mao's fight. Probably Mao chose the right fight with the wrong tool or stick. And the stick he chose could easily break and hit your eye. That's my word about the fight. You probably could have reconsidered. Part of the problem is that even the opposition itself is as broken as the system. And therefore, you are holding on to broken pieces to make a whole, which is going to be very problematic.
Yeah, but remember, Honorable Mao is making a case based on the cooperation agreement that gives him latitude to make proposals.
I am not.
He's testing the waters.
I am not grounded enough to speak about it. I have not read a single sentence out of it. It's unfair for me to use that basis to judge him. What must obtain probably out of his candidature is a conversation that he ought to have started while within. I don't want to believe that he was given an overflowing plate and he forgot what he had gone for, which is to push the system to do away with the politics of alienating groups, sections of society, for those who have everything. Say, this is our thing. You cannot have your thing for 40 years. And you think that somebody is strong enough not to push away the table and break the plates. Mao is trying to break to push the table with the food, the plates, and the wash waters, and whatever goes with it. They are reminding him that they are strong enough to protect it. I want to invite my senior brother to return to the drawing board. Some of us have enough time to buttress the issues we have discussed with our elders hitherto on the nature of parliament, the form of government. This is still the NRM out of the bush, Honorable Mao. It's only time that has lapsed. Same people, same convictions. When they invite you and you accept, it's not that they believe in you. And it's not that they do not know your quality. You are participating in the wrong chess game. You are playing somebody's games, not your game. That's my problem with it.
Honorable Mao, before I bring you in, I want to invite our viewers to be part of the conversation. We are seeking your opinion on the president's letter that endorses Anita Mong and Thomas Taiba for the position of Speaker and Deputy Speaker, respectively. Join the discussion on all our social media platforms, and we'll be glad to read out your views. Honorable Mao, you've had the 2 cents from the entire panel. Is the reality setting in that perhaps you are just overambitious?
Actually, those who are always talking about realities will never change the world. If the NRA had accepted the reality, in reality, can you take on a government with 27 guns? In reality. Wherever I've been, I've gone against reality. O told you about my story in Makerere. I was the most unrealistic candidate. In 96, I took and sought to become a member of parliament against all odds. So, you can give all the lectures you want about reality,
to the extent of describing me as a guest.
But I am holding aloft a banner which gives Ugandans hope that this is their country. Now, of course, those whose politics is around eating and so on will always say, you know, you're a visitor, sit under the table. If we think
Eat
about
icing sugar. Meat is reserved for children.
if eat the soup, once we are tired of eating the meat, you'll pick some. I have heard all those lectures, but that's even very un-African. All of you who grew up in African homes know that it is very customary for children and even members of the home to be told to leave their beds for the visitor. Visitors are actually very important. I don't know what sort of Africans you people are. You are savages, you people. In fact, sometimes your friends are more reliable than your relatives. Most of the problems of the NRM have actually come from within NRM. The biggest problem the NRM has faced. Now, we have this cooperation agreement. It can be rubbished, but there it is. It stands as a witness. We are not the ones who are denying it. In '96, it was our leader, Dr. Semogerere, who walked away from the partnership with NRM. This time it looks like it is the NRM which is walking away, and that will send a message to those you are trying to attract.
Yeah, but the speakership, there is no clause on speakership.
No, what I'm saying, that what would it cost the NRM to say, look, we put Mao on our short list? Because there's no visitor. So I'm glad you are calling me a visitor. At least you have not called me a trespasser. A visitor means you have been welcomed and even been offered a seat in cabinet. I'm not a trespasser. Now, you are actually insulting the chairman of the NRM as the chief gatekeeper. If he says, Honorable Wakida, go and welcome that visitor. He's the head of the homestead. Now you are trying to lecture him and say, you made a big mistake. This man is having ambitions.
To walk into the master bedroom.
I want a decision. I think it would make sense to say, we have considered your request. And I told you that I have written to the national chairman of the NRM. And I have also written, and I'm going to send a letter to all the members of the 12th Parliament about what I think are the important issues. The members of Parliament should be free to vote the person who they think can best lead the Parliament of Uganda. So I am also one of the elected members of Parliament. Now you are talking as if, you know, Norbert Mao is looking for crumbs at all costs. I never applied to be a minister. I have served faithfully, probably more faithfully than many of those who are carrying the cards of the NRM. And the issues I'm raising, like balancing the boat, are real issues. The issues I'm raising, like restoring public trust in the institution of Parliament, are real issues. The issues I'm raising about accountability, for God's sake, fix those issues.
Thank you.
I will be a happy man.
Thank you. From the onset, this thing called cooperation agreement has been problematic. When Mao raised the issues of reforms, he was thrown under the bus. He was disowned. Now here he is saying, we are testing the cooperation agreement.
No,
How irritating is it?
We who have been with Honorable Mao for quite a while, like Honorable Matthias, this is a vintage Mao. Let's go that cooperation agreement. Do you have it?
Well, I have snippets of it, but
he
was cagey. He said,
I am not privy.
what leaked is close to what they say.
No, I am not privy to any fora where the chairman and the secretary of NRM have tabled, caused discussion and convergence on the contents of the cooperation agreement. And therefore, I want to believe if me, a former spokesperson of government, and NRM for many years, not 2 years, not 3 decades, is not privy. How about the younger members of parliament, majority of whom are coming into mainstream politics for the first time? They will see what Honorable Akida said, what Anita has brought, especially recently, to them. Because in this election, in this campaign, Anita virtually went to every district where she would come 2 hours ahead of the presidential candidate Museveni and hold arms of those flag bearers and introduces them, not just to their constituency, but the whole district and the world. Do you think those flag bearers who have made it, or even independents who have made it, want to consider that?
Are you wishing away the cooperation agreement?
I don't know the existence of that cooperation agreement. Mao is a good friend of mine, but because NRM is going to have a candidate, has candidates, there's no way I can vote for him or support him. 2, let's go to fixing. Honorable Mao currently is the President General of DP. How much fixing has he done there? For us, the rest of the country, to believe that he means what he is saying and he can accomplish what he's saying.
Thank you.
Listen.
We'll take a very short break, and when we return, we'll still be examining the dynamics of the speakership race and how it is defining the current politics post-election. We'll be back.
NBS Frontline.
When the news moves, you move with it on AfroMobile. Get real-time updates and the moment they unfold. Choose from over 80 live TV and radio channels and follow current affairs your way on the platforms you rely on the road, in the office, in the middle of your work, or out and about. AfroMobile keeps the story going with you. Download AfroMobile today and stay connected to every update as it happens.
At Fins Medical University, we offer online postgraduate diploma in medical education, Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery (MBCHB), Bachelor of Pharmacy, Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Technology, among others, Diploma in Clinical Medicine and Community Health, Diploma in Medical Laboratory Technology, among others, and certificate programs. Fins Medical University, a chartered medical university in East Africa, and is located in Fort Portal. Apply now for the March or July-August intakes. Visit our offices or apply online on our website or contact us for details. Fins Medical University, saving lives, our passion.
Get us to the tips. Protect your digital money from phishing scams. Be cautious of suspicious emails or texts asking you to click on links. Instead, visit the official website directly to ensure you're accessing a secure platform. In partnership with Uganda Communications Commission and NBS. In a world powered by energy, one story is driving the future forward. From innovation and infrastructure to the determination behind every milestone, Texol is redefining how a nation moves. This is more than fuel, it's vision, it's resilience, it's progress in motion. Go behind the scenes of a journey built on precision, purpose and possibility, where every step fuels tomorrow. Texol Energies, powering progress, fueling the future. Don't miss this special documentary, airing 6th and 13th of March at 8:45 p.m. on NBS Television.
Rights, justice, and action for all women and girls, focusing on accelerating gender equality and justice. This Women's Day, we celebrate the incredible women of Uganda who are breaking barriers and inspiring change. Their resilience and determination remind us that empowerment is power. Join our special live coverage and thought-provoking TV programs as we highlight powerful stories and real conversations on the issues that matter most to women. Book your slot now and be part of the movement. Let's accelerate gender equality and build a more inclusive future together. Contact us on 076 100 1890 to reserve your slot.
Do you have the voice? Do you have the vibe?
Are you ready to be heard? Are you ready to be seen?
Are you the next big voice? This is your moment. This is your spotlight. And this is your chance to step into the next media family.
You're searching for somebody bold, somebody electric, somebody energetic, passionate, and unapologetically confident. We are looking for you.
Here's all you need to do. Upload a 30-second video of yourself performing the skit. Bring the energy, bring the personality, and bring you. Post it on social media and tag Next Radio UG using the hashtag The Next Big Voice.
Your voice could be the next big thing on air.
Are you ready?
106.1 Next Radio. In a digital world, not everything is what it seems. False stories today spread faster than truth, leaving us all wondering what's real. Disinformation misleads, misinformation misguides, and
About being speaker?
Well, he won't be because NRM considers that the Speaker of the 12th Parliament and other parliaments are critical positions that we fought in the campaign to retain power, to retain the institutions of power, and there is just no way. But
The Ministry of Justice is equally sensitive.
Well, you have heard the president saying, even if you sleep in the cabinet there, don't you see ministers who don't talk for different reasons? But they are ministers. They are honorable members of the cabinet. That's not what I want for a speaker. So, I was coming.
Does Parliament deserve a better speaker?
No, I was coming. I said, one other reason that I wouldn't give Mao, because I have his record, and I have given here. I said, Honorable Mao has DP. How much fixing? Are you happy that DP, the oldest party, is unable to win elections? Are you happy that DP cannot hold any other person to account? Because DP has failed. You know, the wrangles that have been going on in DP, is that the speaker you want? Where his party is full of wrangles, day in, day out.
Is Mao's competence under question?
No. I think the leadership style could be a problem. Currently, Mao is the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, right? Mm-hmm. I heard Honorable Mao saying one of the things he wants to fix is abuse of resources. Is making the Speaker and Parliament as an institution independent and strong, and is a counterweight, particularly to an overboard executive. That's what he is saying. He says he wants to remove the garrison, he uses this word, the security garrison around Parliament. Let's go and examine the Ministry of Justice where he is. If you check all the studies of the last 20 years or so, judiciary tops abuse of resources, case backlogs. Has he fixed it? Has he brought a proposal to fix it? It is where human rights, all of us have been crying about abuse of human rights. Has he fixed them? So that we can base on that performance to say now, since you cleaned the plate in justice, we can now give you Parliament. So when Honorable Mao says he wants to come and fix what is a miss in Parliament, is what the Waganda would say, Okuwudisa. Awudisa.
Honorable Mao, if you could come in here. I think you've opened yourself a Pandora box, and you're getting too many punches.
No, OO is a campaign manager for one of the candidates.
But that's no problem.
And he must earn his dues.
No, Honorable Mao, instead of convincing me, you're now accusing me.
Earning it on live TV, which is the best way.
Yeah, but we need to unpack the things that he says.
No.
If you have failed to fix DP,
let me tell you, all the bishops, archbishops, the Pope would have to resign, because you'd say, all the sinners, have they stopped sinning? You know, that is the most nonsensical argument I've ever had on live TV. You would not even have voted for the president. You would say, is every Ugandan now rich? You said Bonaba Gagawale. Are they all now rich? You said Bonaba Some. How many uneducated people are there? That is very cheap reasoning. What we are talking about is whether we can, in good faith, have a country that can come together and accept that, look, we are turning a sharp corner in Uganda, and rather than pushing away people who want to work with you, in fact, you are now betraying the philosophy of the president of Uganda. In Kenya, the Speaker of Parliament doesn't belong to the president's party.
Well, that is Kenya, not Uganda.
No, because we have got to use examples that are relevant. I do believe very strongly that we must debate this issue based on the interests of the country. Because remember, the voting for the Speaker is one day. We are going to vote, and then we have 5 years, and you are going to be bringing back my words. You know, as the Bible says, heaven and earth shall pass, but my words, these words that I'm speaking here, you'll be quoting them here, and you'll say, Mao told us. You know, things are bad. You want to make them worse?
I think that is blackmailing.
No, the same way he's blackmailing me by saying that the fact that there is abuse of human rights, it is Mao's fault.
No,
really,
I'm not saying so.
To what extent is Norbert Mao responsible for...
No.
You now say, Inspector General of Police, you are the one responsible for all the rape going on in the country.
Yeah, his argument is that you have failed to clean your house.
No, I'm ready to be judged. You don't need to get 100% to be a good student. I am not saying I am perfect. I've not achieved every goal. But what I am saying is the problems that Parliament has need fixing. And I'm the one who said it is not about me.
Would you allow interject just for a minute?
So who says that it is Honorable Mao who has the best interest of the country in the first place? You are the one saying it yourself. Now, but be that as it may, you have just said here that you don't have to be 100%. And Anita, Tayeba don't need, or any other person they don't need. I think what is important is to have mechanisms within that parliament and, of course, within the state to hold leaders. For me, I am in for, first of all, this is the philosophy of NRM, by the way, and President Museveni. You make mistakes, he helps you correct your way.
But for the record, you are biased. Huh? You are a campaign manager, as he alleges.
No, I just happen to be privy to information that probably Honorable Mao was not privy to. Namely, there was a president in SEC, and to the best of my knowledge, there is no decision of SEC that the caucus of NRM has rejected. Just wait. This is a different parliament, as Honorable Mpuga has said. My belief, my honest belief, and where I'm going to put my effort, is to ensure that we members of parliament try to hold the Speaker and Deputy Speaker and other officials of Parliament, including ministers, to the highest standard. My belief is that once beaten, twice shy. I want to honestly believe that Anita Mong started from being a deputy for Lanya. Some mistakes were made. I think she has learned from those episodes. And
for the record, are you on Anita's task force?
No, I'm not. But I am a member of NRM who has a vote, but also...
Honorable Mao, do you care withdrawing your allegation that he's a campaign manager?
I have a vibrant mouth, for sure, and you can be sure that I have capacity to drive many members of Parliament, including from the opposition.
Honorable Mao, would you withdraw your statement that is biased because he's a campaign manager?
I withdraw it, but then I amend it by saying since he has a vibrant mouth, now he's a mouthpiece.
No, but that's okay.
Thank you. I want to move on to... I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance to speak. Honorable Mpuga, when you look at all this tug of war, how does it define the current politics? I mean, post-election, and we are now into the battle for speakership.
Well, I think the one term will be polarization. You know, what you're discussing post-election, you probably did not have occasion to invite the Minister of Justice to have a conversation with citizens about how the last election was held. That would be a very beautiful conversation, to have the views of the Honourable Minister of Justice on how biometric machines or your boat at billions. And I hope that will be one of the first debates in Parliament, to hold government to account for that waste.
With him as the speaker?
Well, whichever speaker there will be. Whichever speaker there will be. That's a very serious matter, because we are where we are, partly because of the way we have managed our elections. And I do not see politics change for the better, because now we have learned to get away with murder. That you can have a selection instead of an election, life continues, and then you expect that you will not face polarization. We are polarized. When Mao speaks about, the Honorable Mao speaks about, getting the country back on track together, he knows that's off the rails. The problem is that the OOs with his, did you call vibrating mouth or?
Vibrant.
I think it is both.
So, of course, when you're talking, the mouth and the tongue must vibrate.
So they'll never speak with humility to say that something is amiss, that we need to fix it.
So Mao has a point.
No, he makes a point that everybody has made. He even made it before joining them. And he assured us that when he goes in, he'll shake the table to make them uncomfortable so that they can listen. Unfortunately, it took him so long to start shaking it. And before he knew it, he was again complaining. So I'm only saying that all of us, those in parliament, outside the parliament, need to work that we do not have this kind of debate again, because it again adds to the already polarizing situation we have in the country about our politics.
I need to hear this again. The speakership debate is derailing the country from critical issues. I thought this too is critical.
No. You get me right. The debate ought to happen and should happen. It's positive. It should happen. And like you all said, that every layer of leadership learns from the past works. If you think you did not do well, you have occasion to correct what you did badly. So you have a parliament dominated by a single party, and the Honorable Mao, with his few members, need space to be sent to. How they influence legislation so that the few can have influence over how the country will be. The other parties, with small numbers, if we go by the attitude of we have a bit of a problem. The NRM has every right, legal right and political right, to use their numbers to have the speaker. Probably the debate should not be on how the minority having the speaker. The debate should be, a priori, how do we organize an election so that the outcomes reflect the direction of the country. The voting of the speaker will not determine the direction of the country. It will be normal business because it's the winner takes all. And that must be understood in unequivocal terms.
Yeah, but for now it's dominating the political discourse.
Invariably, but it's going to, you see, the way our politics works is that you have a debate for a few months, it fizzles. If we have a landslide in Bududa, that will be the case. We'll go to the landslide. If locusts come, we debate locusts. The last few weeks, you are debating the nature of the election. You are now talking about winners and losers. So if you fail to hold a free and fair election, you talk about losers and winners. Now the media is now discussing the next phase. You are discussing a stolen election, beaten voters, disenfranchised candidates. You're now discussing parliament. How fast time runs. That's why I'm saying that this is short term. We should go for the jugular. Let's discuss the bigger issues over which our legacy as leaders in this country shall be set. Because simply voting the speaker or appointing, as the NRM probably has done, will not change the course of politics and parliament.
Thank you. Honorable Wakida, for a while you've observed elections. Rather, you've observed politics. I'm glad you made it this time for Kabweri County constituency, and you're now in the thick of things. What do you make of the way the trajectory parliamentary politics is taking, that the race for speakership becomes a dual diameter?
Let me first say that I think the chairman of NRM party has helped many of us. Leaders, as a leader, you must direct. You must give direction. There has been a lot of speculation, and I want to tell the speculation. One of the speculation is that who is bringing Mao? That question has been lingering in the political space.
Is it answered now?
Is it being brought by the president? Is it being brought by somebody? That question has been there, and I am very sure you know.
Okay, can I ask you the question? Who is bringing Mao?
Himself now, I know. I know now he has come as Mao.
I'm intrigued by
Yes.
your disowning Mao at the last minute.
Which last
For a
minute?
while you've been calling him our own. Now that he has thrown his hat in the ring, you're saying
No,
To eat.
I said when it is time for work, Mao is ours. When it is time to share the harvest,
You know, Simon.
yes,
now
proceed.
they are talking as if
Simon.
I never campaigned for
Simon.
President Museveni.
Simon. I said this when I started talking here. That the kind of politics we are in is a competitive politics for parties. And FDC, DP, UPC, NRM are all competing for space. It's no. I watched in my village there, guys who have been NRM for years. When they lost the flag, they were treated as opposition. And the party went with those who had the flag. Now, my brother Mao, I have no doubt with Mao's competence. I know that given the chance for him to become a speaker, he would definitely deliver. I have no doubt that. But it's like you with a neighbor's son who is very smart and very good, and you die. Your neighbor's son will never come and inherit you. They will even look for anybody within that family, irrespective of how he is, to inherit the father.
I love the vigor you use in
I
supporting
want
NRM.
I want to be very, very.
The party you've just
I
used
have
the other
just
day.
told you that, you see, when you
I
cross,
thought NRM is accommodative to the extent
No.
of going in for a cooperation agreement.
you see, we don't want to discuss the cooperation agreement
Why?
because we don't know what is in built there. We don't know the terms. We only have to discuss the reality as we see it. Assuming, and I want to say this, assuming Mao said today, I want to be an NRM, do you know what will happen? We will have to go back to his constituents, conduct fresh elections for him to come and be an NRM. Did you know that?
So you're chasing him from the
No,
dining table.
he's not actually being chased. He must face the reality.
Or you are realigning him.
OO has just said here that assuming there are 60 or 70 members of parliament who are in opposition, how many of those in opposition would say, we are going to vote for Honorable Mao today? He is going to be left there with his 6 members of parliament from DP and the few. Let me say, the the current members of parliament who are in opposition will start to see Mao in a very different way. They will say, that one is like this, is like this. The DP themselves will say, but you had them grumble. I think you are one of them.
No, Mr. Host.
No, you have been, I think, a DP or something like at one point.
He wants to deny.
But I'm hosting.
No, I'm just being, me, I like to be very, very clear with Honorable Mao. I would be happy for him to retain that position of the Justice Minister. He understands these dynamics. But when you go for competition, competition sometimes has no rules.
Thank you. Honorable Mao, of all issues that the country will be grappling with in the aftermath of an election that had issues, you chose to front the idea of standing for speakership now, before even accounting for the flaws in the election. Isn't that being greedy and selfish?
I've been having a statement on my desk for weeks. Parliament has summoned me to come and explain issues surrounding the biometric voter verification kits. And as you know, we are accountable to Parliament. So I'm ready to go and account. Now, here on NBS Frontline, you are the ones who set the topics. You have invited me here several times.
Yeah.
You have never invited me to discuss those so-called important issues. You are the ones shaping the agenda.
But we never hosted your press conference. We're not the ones who arranged your press conference for the announcement.
I actually spoke about the biometric voter verification kits because I was one of the chief promoters of those kits. And when Parliament gives us time, we will go and explain.
For now, should speakership top the national agenda?
It is important because it's a strategic position for Uganda.
But it looks diversionary from the big issues.
It isn't diversionary. You could have invited us to talk about Iran if you wanted. You could have invited us to talk about any other issue. But I do believe that Ugandans need something that gives them hope. That you have a parliament which is accountable. I do not know whether you have ever seen the reports concerning how Parliament operates financially. You are a journalist.
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Which report have you seen?
The Auditor General's report.
I do not know whether you have studied the details of those reports, but I'll restrain myself from going into details. Now, the issue of Speaker of Parliament is important because Uganda as a country is at a turning point. Whether we like it or not, Uganda will have a transition. And Parliament will play a critical role. You need a speaker who is tolerant. You need a speaker who is going to be impartial. I don't mean neutral, because a speaker must have beliefs. But impartiality means that you'll be a good referee to allow the members of Parliament to express themselves freely, that you will empower the individual members of Parliament. We have virtually a new Parliament. They need empowerment. So offering myself to lead Parliament shouldn't invite the kind of insults that I'm now receiving from people I thought were my friends.
The jobs are heavy.
No, they are showing themselves because it is important that people reveal who they are. I have been very faithful to the commitment I made in serving in this government. I do not know why the NRM, through their mouthpieces here, want to push me away. I don't know what they would gain.
Yeah, but you see the writing on the wall. At least OO has labored to tell you how ambitious people, over-ambitious people have ended.
I think the question is whether I'm right. You know, I like those who talk about numbers. Being right is really not about numbers. If there are people who have been crucified before.
Are you ready to go down with this?
I don't mind being crucified. The Pharisees will be waiting. It is okay. But what matters most is that you should step forward and say, here is an alternative. Like I said here earlier, I don't want God to ask me in future and if God asks me, what did you do when Parliament needed fixing? I will say, Lord.
Actually, he's being quoted to have said,
I did my best.
What would Olanya ask him?
I said both.
Well,
I said both. Even my friend Jacob Olanya would ask me, I left you behind. What did you do?
Yeah, it must be a shocker to you that your bases are all disowning you. At home, we've had the sentiment of MPs from Acholi disowning you. In DP, your deputy president has said the same. Now here you are saying your friends are being very unsavory towards you.
They say you are blessed when you are disowned for speaking the truth.
So
I'm indeed one of the most blessed Ugandans tonight, because there's nothing I have said which is not true.
For the record, who is bringing you?
I am a citizen. I'm a volunteer. The best patriots are volunteers, because I'm not here because of the perks. I'm not here for food, as others are saying. I am an elected member of parliament who represents Laro Peche. I hope by the end of this show you can pronounce it properly.
Laro Peche.
Laro Peche.
Okay.
The other part is called Laro. This other part is called Peche.
Thank you.
Like Nyendo Mukungwe.
Honorable OO.
yes.
How will this end?
Before I got how this will end, when Honorable Mao is speaking about the type of leadership he wants in Parliament, he says he's elected, he's a Ugandan. When some of us speak the way we speak, he says we are hired. And this is not new to him. You remember when people were coming to NRM, from opposition, said they are going for meal card.
I said that about Noob.
Meal card?
Yes.
Then he said, NRM, fish rots from the head. He has never recanted that.
That is true also.
Now he's part of the head. He has just told you that he's now part of NRM. So he's part of the head of NRM that is rotten. Now, I want to believe that Honorable Mao, first of all, in our rules, the Speaker doesn't originate any bill, any proposal. He or she simply shepherds the debate and convergence of decisions. How would Honorable Mao, Right Honorable Mao as Speaker, initiate bills, policies to rectify? Because some of them may need change of policy, some of them may need change of the laws, or even the Constitution. How will the Speaker, who's supposed to be, actually the Speaker is not supposed to speak, according to the classical to debate. So how will, but Honorable Mao as a member of the opposition, DP, doesn't he want a strong opposition? Why doesn't he provide strong leadership in the opposition so that strong opposition, independent, becomes capable to hold this rotten thing, NRM, to account.
What are the chances that one of these days
So,
you will recant your statements after realizing that
let me conclude.
Mao is bigger than anyone would think?
You see, Honorable Mao, 2011 or 2016, when he declined to step down for the presidency, because the opposition had tried to pick one candidate. You remember what Honorable Mao said? He said he wants to be in that race to add on to the number of headaches, sources of headache for Museveni. You remember? Or you don't?
2011.
2011.
Now, I can fault Honorable Mao on many statements he has made.
But didn't I provide the headache?
Well, I don't think so. If he had provided the headache, NRM and Museveni would have lost that election or would have performed, and your only numbers would have gone up, but they didn't. And this time, you have even been really diced by the voters. From 10 members of parliament in this current parliament, to just dole out for you just 5. And 5 who, even Honorable Matthias there, maybe you can remember the one from Buganda, But the rest of the country don't actually know the other members of parliament elect for DP. So I don't think we can hold Honorable Mao.
They will be known with the time.
Yeah,
give them chance.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
after swearing.
Yeah, I am saying I don't think we need to hold Honorable Mao. All these things he's talking about, and therefore, I don't think. I think I'm a good analyst also. I don't think I am going to recant. I don't think Honorable Mao, as he's saying, that we shall quote him. Because in any case, ourselves, including on this show, I have said that there were some things that were not handled well at the beginning of the tenure of the Right Honorable Anita Mong. Probably she was still learning on the job. You remember Honorable Anita Mong said when they were asking about governance issues, he said, you are the media, you cannot hold me or Parliament to account to the media. We don't account through the media. And I said, you remember my long article? I said, Right Honorable Speaker, in a democracy like ours, you cannot wish away being asked questions by the media. They are not the elected leaders of the country. But now,
it's
since
too
that
soon
time,
to wish away Mao because you don't know who is bringing him.
Since that time, I want to believe the leadership of Parliament has changed for the better. The leadership of Parliament has now whether you say Honorable Mao is big or not, that's okay. They say what the pudding is in the tasting. We have 1.5 months to sort out this matter.
Well, we have quite a number of comments coming in response to the question that we posed. Emmanuel Egudu says the last nail on the coffin has already... Well, allow me time. I'll be reading out some of these comments as they flow in. Let's take a very short break, and I'll be back.
NBS Frontline.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later.
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165 *80# or use the Momo app.
The National Mosquito Net Distribution Campaign is back. No one should die of malaria in this era. It is your responsibility to chase malaria from your home. The good news is that the government of Uganda has once again started distribution of mosquito nets under the 5th Universal Coverage Campaign, also known as the Under the Net campaign. Under this exercise, 1 mosquito net will be distributed per 2 people in every household. A village health team member, a community health extension worker, also known as a CHU, and the LC1 chairperson will move house to house to register members of the household in preparation for receiving their mosquito nets. Do not lie back. Ensure that you register all your household members to receive a mosquito net. On the distribution date, move to your distribution point and receive your net. Mosquito nets protect you and your family members from infectious mosquito bites that lead to malaria. Ensure that you receive the net, hang the net, and sleep under the net every night.
At about 6 in the morning, in between sleep and waking up, I just felt I needed to open my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, there was Jesus. And there was this beautiful sound going on while he's just staring at me. And something began to happen.
Watch The Power of Prophecy with Prophet Elvis Mbonye this Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on NBS TV, Uganda.
Hey travelers, are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020-5000123.
Across Uganda, the parish development model is paving the way for prosperity, helping families transform their lives through strategic farming practices, like the 4-acre model.
In our Chibaro of 1996, we said first acre, put coffee. Second acre, fruits. The third acre, you put pasture for dairy cows. The fourth acre, for food, cassava. The good thing is that now cassava is also
also have dairy, Your Excellency. Every month, Your Excellency, I get 500,000 from these bunches.
the 7 activities we recommended. They have a big global demand.
We have 10,000 Nile tilapia fish and 10,000 African catfish. And when we sell our 10,000 tilapia, we get in one harvest 20 million shillings.
Fruits, especially capsule, which is cold, can do very high value crops like apples. And then finally, those who are near the wetlands, like the ones in Bukit who are wasting the wetlands, they should do fish farming, not in the center of the swamp, but at the edge of the swamp.
From coffee farms to fish ponds, the 4-acre model is empowering Ugandans to transform their lives. The parish development model is your pathway to wealth creation. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
NBS Frontline.
Welcome back. An interesting discussion on the race for speakership continues. It's really getting fierce in here. We posed a question. We were asking, do you think them 7 letters should determine the speakership outcome? And Council Mwijuche Ivan says it can't determine the speakership race because there was legal rape. NRM has a constitution which provides for the selection of speaker and its due process. Then Frank says, look what Mao did in Mbarara at the DP Delegates Conference. Can he fix anything? Bavuro official says, the letter has already decided the outcome of the speakership race. Thomas Obita, going by precedence, the letter is likely to determine the speakership outcome. However, of late, NRM members have defied party positions and won elections. Furthermore, precedents may not apply in the transitional parliament. The deputy speaker may not succeed the speaker automatically. Well, Sam Okwari says, this Mao is like a witch doctor wanting to fix things in a church. A proud teacher of the country says MPs should be given the liberty to choose whoever they feel will serve them better as speaker. Well, the conversation continues. I want to thank you for your opinion on the subject. Honorable Mpuga, what's your take on this unwritten agreement whereby in NRM,
yes,
it is automatic that a speaker will serve 2 terms and the deputy?
You know, General Museveni speaks about the NRM democracy, and that is their democracy. And because I do not belong to the NRM, I would be a social climber to attempt to educate them on their consensus. Their consensus, of course, is on a large scale a violation of particular universal principles.
It has a bearing on parliamentary politics.
Invariably, yes. When you look at this particular contest, that's why people are asking, you know, Mao, the political bird that we know, that flies up high and low. Question is he in trust of his wings or where he's perched? And that's why he's also not so sure, and is in trust of the tree, which is the parliament. That's what he said. And the question of the chances of my brother Mao, because Mao has never recanted his ambitions. He remains ambitious. Even when he's not flying, he's attempting to see direction of wind. And I'm very sure...
is that a compliment?
Well, I have worked with the Honorable Mao when I was a young man, and you know, there were elders. I know him. General Museveni doesn't want people who bear ambitions. You need to have to go to the Nile and wash yourself of those ambitions and declare publicly, probably across the Karuma, where
you want
the
to
storm.
depict it as very risky.
No, I'm not talking about risk. I'm talking about his consistency, because it's spoken about it. He speaks about freely that ambitions disrupt. So the Honorable Mao is trying to be disruptive in an organized way, albeit. And they're watching you. You're trying to sound smart, organized, speaking nice things. These things are about niceties. It's about control. Control of the issues we have discussed about the transition. they're not going to be available for everybody to make their decent contribution. It's going to be controlled. Unfortunately, you want to be the fulcrum moving it, and you're stopped.
Thank you. Honorable Wakida, Mao innocently comes off as a transition bidder for the speakership. He says he's looking at parliament, the next parliament, as a transition parliament. Isn't this a sweet agenda for the country to adopt?
Transiting from where? To where? You see, I have been in opposition.
Then that denial of the Holocaust, something like that.
Wait. I've been in opposition. The most beautiful thing of being in opposition is that then you start to assume things. And time passes and you know that actually I assumed that and it never happened. We will deal with the transition as and when it comes.
So today, the idea of transition is delusional.
Today, we still have this gentleman who secured 71.4 or so % as the president. We have not determined. I even don't want to start to determine or to think about it, how much longer it will be. Now, when you start to talk about transition, you are trying to say that the current president, who was voted on the 15th, few weeks ago, is only there for 5 years or 3 years, and therefore there is a transition coming. Of course, that is a street talk. I would say that. Because in 1996, there are those who thought that transition will happen in 1999. After 1919, there were also those who thought that after the Constitution in 1995, the transition will happen.
So isn't the time right for the country?
It's not. Nobody can determine when the transition will happen.
Okay. Does it make sense for the country to discuss transition?
You can discuss, but it will be just a discussion. It has no determination on what will happen.
So is Mao using transition as a bargaining chip?
You see, when you are in your mom's house, you may assume that your mom is the best cook. And when you go to the other restaurant and then you eat there and you realize, oh, this small restaurant also cooks well. I don't want Mao to sit there and assume and baptize himself as the best.
Okay, he comes off as a messiah. First he talked about reforms.
All of these things are known. All of the problems of Uganda are known even to the border people. The bad roads are known. The bad hospitals where they are known. The bad laws that he presides over are known. The reforms that we talk about, everybody knows that should be done. That should not be a capital, especially in the current parliament, to assume that it will appear new. Because we all know these things.
Do you like the consensus within NRM that the speaker and deputy should serve to?
First of all, any good party must practice consensus politics. Competition within a party will break the party. I told you this in 2012. I told this to Dr. Kiza Besigye, that you are introducing a competition in a party called FDC. It's going to collapse. It collapsed. If they had sat down and elected one person there, probably the party would be still moving on.
Does this blend with democracy?
I want to tell you,
positions should be ring-fenced.
Democracy moves with the level of development. Democracy.
Honorable
we say we are copying from the Commonwealth tradition. Go and look at the House of Commons. how they elect the speaker.
It's consensus.
By the way, in the UK House of Commons, if you're a sitting speaker, I don't know now if they recently changed, they don't even allow somebody to contest within your constituency.
Yeah.
Usually, they would prefer that a sitting speaker is returned unopposed. That has been their tradition. What is wrong if we think the speaker is good? But who says that NRM cannot provide a good speaker? What is a good speaker? And I see people saying MPs must be independent. First of all, we seek party ticket. That clearly shows we are party. Of president that people should go, so that we try to give equal opportunity to incoming members of parliament who have interest to run for speaker. That would be the best. But that is contingent upon how disciplined we are as members of parliament. So that when you bring proposals, you don't, again, I want to quote Uganda, they don't think you are kuzimura, the high organ of the party. In my opinion, we need, probably we need to do that and say we are stopping with this group. 2031, there is no one who will move automatically.
Again, in your opinion,
yes,
is Anita among the best NRM can front for now?
Now, yes.
She has held that parliament for the first time in life. You remember the unfortunate incident of Olanya, and all of us held our breath. In my view, she has disapproved many critics. But also, who says she can't improve beyond where she is? We all believe that human beings, especially the educated one, can learn, can improve. And
imagine missing a desire in Mao.
And three, and most important, have you seen any situation in the 11th Parliament where, on account of poor speakership, they failed to make a decision? Have you seen? That's one element where you can say the sitting, the leadership is
good. Yeah, but
good.
there is making a decision. But which decision?
No. In politics, if you are looking, Honorable Ma said, if you are looking for somebody with 100% marks, then you're in the wrong place. We go for the possible. Did you ever read The Art of the Possible? You don't go for what you think is the best. If what is the best cannot be achieved, you go for the possible. And you hope that possible is capable of listening and learning. And that's what NRM believes in. And NRM will have a speaker.
Yes, you want to come in before I bring
Simon. Parties hold primaries. Isn't it?
Yes.
Primaries identify their candidates. You are DP, you are NRM, you are FDC. When you go for a general election, and this I saw in the NRM, they used the word bus. Bus. And everybody who was in a bus was treated as a member of the NRM. All of the independents, even when you wanted to have a little bit of a color of NRM, you were treated as an outsider. We are going in a parliament to elect the speaker on the basis of the flag bearer. SEC, you talked about the blue letter, has already given us direction, isn't it? Just like in the primaries, people were given the flag. Do you see any NRM person voting a bicycle?
Or a ball?
No, a hoe.
Oh, a hoe.
A hand hoe.
Well, Honorable Mao, by the look of things, there is no vacancy in NRM. Why don't you just relax, eat your ice and sugar, swallow your humble pie, and await your fate?
The reason you are keeping us awake here is to answer one question, that following the publication
of the letter
of the resolutions of the SEC, it is fait accompli. I have read that letter, and the last sentence says, any issues that arise shall be addressed on merit. These are the things we are talking about. I don't think the members of the NRM caucus of the 12th Parliament are robots or zombies.
Well, they are represented here.
That have been, these ones, in fact, I'm boxed in by two highly opinionated, highly partisan, virulently
vibrating mouth.
they have taken a side, and I respect that. You have to respect that. So the question that you have invited us to address is it a fait accompli? And I'm saying no. There are issues that will be addressed on merit.
I think you're reading a wrong script.
But I'm reading from the letter. So what are issues? Issues means where there is no agreement. You are fencing out members of your own party as the NRM. That's an issue which will be addressed. Number two, you have got problems inside Parliament that have got to be addressed. Thirdly, you have got a Norbert Mao, who is from a partner political party with an agreement. Whether you deny it or not, that is an issue that has got to be addressed.
Are you aware your agreement is expiring in May?
We are talking about an agreement which will not have expired by the time these issues will be discussed. And I do not want you...
It expires with the 11th Parliament.
Yes.
If what I read is true.
One thing you need to know is that there are many conversations. You chair the front line. This is not the only conversation in Uganda. You are talking as if this is the only place where national issues are discussed. There are other conversations that are being discussed on phones. There are others that are very quiet. There are others, many people have their cards facing down. So I am saying you are wrong to say that SEC resolution being published is the final whistle. It's not the final whistle. It's actually the first whistle for the march to begin.
Should the country brace itself for surprises? Because for now it looks as though it's sealed, but you tend to say there is still window.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. This is God's world. Unless you are God Almighty, unless you are omniscient, you know everything. But I can tell you, this candidature that I am offering holds the hopes of millions of Ugandans.
Well, thank you very much. And I need to tell our viewers that we are switching to Afro Mobile now, but the conversation, yes.
I'm aware that the conversation is going on. The guidance of SEC. And of course, my young sister, Namuganza, although she's independent, we all know she leans towards NRM. In this parliament, she's a member of parliament. So our conversation is going towards them to persuade them, notwithstanding missteps done by SEC, to agree so that we move harmoniously. And what's that mistake? Obviously, it would have been better for the NRM, even when there's that precedent, to say first call expression of interest and then persuade them. But now that has been done, it is not fatal. We intend.
So the process was hijacked.
No, I'm saying misstep. Hijacking is your word. And in human life, you can make mistakes. You can be selfishly done or whatever, but it has happened. We intend to persuade our colleagues of the NRM not to take the party into jostling. They just accept because that decision is not fatal.
Thank you. Honorable Mpuga, could the country be reading too much into Mao's candidature? Or do we really need to interrogate the 5 W's: who, why, where, when, and how?
You know, I love the lawyer in Mao is reading that last sentence that said, matters that we arise. You know, we have the tendency of saying, if you don't want to close issues into one sentence, we say, and matters there too. So he's reading matters there too to say, I have a chance in this. And that's okay. So, but the thing is, the NRM,
the world in which I live,
yes.
If I have a 1% chance of achieving something, I'll go for it.
Is he hanging on to hope?
By the Simon, many people probably don't remember. You know that the Right Honorable Tayewa, as he is known now, campaigned for Deputy Speaker in 2021, and he was on the line of the Right Honorable Kadaga. I don't know if you remember. Jacob Bolanya and Anita Mong were on another line. What happened to Tayewa after their candidature collapsed?
He became
the chief whip, right? And I read the last sentence Honorable Mao is talking about.
He's trying to vulgarize what
No. It could be first the direction of probably kicking Honorable Mao, if he insists, kicking him upstairs somewhere. Probably. I'm not the point, but this is what I read into that last sentence.
Well, but the one thing that I agree with, the other thing I agree with the Honorable Mao is that the NRM is stopped from denying his contribution to their existence. I am aware of how much the Honorable Mao has done in the Greater North to neutralize the virulent opposition. Unless you're saying he was an umbrella on a stormy day, that you were using him as an umbrella, you can only deny him a vote, but you cannot characterize him.
They say the walking stick is the first thing to be thrown when the leg is healed.
So unless you're saying he was...
I am happy Honorable Matthias is making that argument when he has had no kind words for Honorable Mao.
No. I'm just saying, I'm being consistent.
Are you saying, you as DP members then, you are not seeing that great contribution when you are denying him?
When denied him what?
When you denied his leadership in DP and you walked out.
No, we disagreed and walked away.
Yeah, you denied him and you walked away.
It's only decent that if you disagree...
Didn't you see his great contribution?
It's only decent that when you disagree, you walk away. You do not tear the party. You walk away. That's what we did as decent men. So I'm only saying, please, do not try to pretend that it has not worked.
Nobody's making that pretense.
You can raise other issues to say, well, you have this SEC whatever resolution, but not about the facts that he's not part of you. Like you are saying, that he's died in the old DP. Yes, he's DP who is working with you, not an umbrella on a rainy day. So we can argue about other things. But the thing is, and I want to return to the basics, urging my senior brother and comrade Mao that do not take for granted what the Honorable Wakida has just said. The fact that sections of the NRM, sections, and I'm speaking on purpose as somebody who walks in the corridors of power, are living in denial of particular political realities in this country. And that will set this country on a wrong course. And I want to invite you, because you still walk in those corridors, you meet the president, you meet the high and mighty. This conversation should keep alive. It's very, very important. There should be no denial of the fact that certain things must be fixed. Not simply the parliament.
And he's the fixer. He's the Messiah.
I am speaking that
the fixer.
The fixing is not about parliament. It's about governance.
In politics, do you know what a fixer is?
It's about governance in this country. The whole the gainer of winner takes all in an ethnic, political, cultural, social melting pot cannot midwife the cause for an enduring constitutional order in this country. And that's where I stand. And that's why I fault my brother, my senior brother, the Norbert Mao, that you should have insisted that we go for that. And that's why I find a problem with the idea that we go in, we change things, and they won't change from within. They can only change when there's fire out. When you go in, it becomes cold and comfortable, or probably warm. Cold is not good. So you may not necessarily change them. And by the way, even if you became a speaker, I can only worry for you that you can die of heart attack. They will attack you right, left, and center, do certain things that are not within your realm of belief and conscience. So you are inviting trouble, you know, because, and they have warned you in earnest, because the level of expectation of you as a speaker, you might find difficult. I can see impeachment on your back.
Yeah, but I thought you'd give it to Mao for coming out to raise an alarm that Parliament has gone off course.
The Honorable Mao sits in the cabinet. Cabinet has done so many terrible things. It should have started from within. And I have been on the floor of Parliament severally to indict cabinet, doing shabby work. Because in the rules, Parliament processes firsthand the work of the executive.
Yeah.
And
we are where we are because of a wrong process that gives us wrong business.
Don't you remember just there? Don't you remember Honorable Mao saying issues of energy policy, speeches, they just take the old one and go and warm in the oven and bring back.
Microwave.
No, when I was leader of the opposition, I arrested ministerial policy statements where only the cover has been changed. So those things come from the executive. So that's why I'm saying Parliament has its own challenges, but it's not a death trap. We need to work all through around the issues around governance in this country, and probably I want to encourage the Honorable Mao to keep ambitious. It's not bad at all. I'm equally ambitious, but I'm measured.
Thank you. Honorable, as we sign out of here, Honorable Mao, I am amused that the chickens are now coming home to roost on you. They are reminding you of the old statements that you've been making forever.
He gives you no chance. I don't know why.
I have been praying because God is the one who is in charge of this world. One time, actually it was during a prayer at a vigil for the late Speaker Jacob Olanya. Now, Bishop Onesmus Asimwe, at that time he was still a reverend, when I asked him, why didn't God answer our prayer? Then he said, God answers all prayers in 4 ways. He said, the first way, God will say, yes, here is what you asked for, I give it to you. 2, God can say, no, I'm not giving it to you. And then 3, God will say, here is something better. Then number 4, God can say, just wait and see what I'm going to do. I think that's where Uganda is. So, Kagwanjala and viewers, just wait and see what is going to do, what God is going to do in this country. Just wait. God is going to do something totally unexpected.
It has become that divine now. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for sparing time to come and share with us your perspective on the speakership race and where it is headed. Thank you, Honorable OO. Hope to see you frequently.
No, it is
I know it's a gardening season.
It is the rain season in Caperebion. I must have my lunch tomorrow because we are preparing, we are planting.
Thank you. Honorable Mao.
You are now a gentleman farmer.
Yes.
Perhaps one of these days we will be standing to say, Right Honorable Mao. Do you imagine that?
The majority of the people of Uganda already call me that. And I humbly accept.
Honorable Wakinda, what a pleasure. And Honorable Puga. And to your viewers, good night and stay blessed.
Thank you.
Kidnapped the legitimate president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, on the